Mr. Jackson. Well. How do I feel about what happened to Derrick Jaxn? Honestly, I could give a fuck less about it. As for his sake, well, you kind of had that one coming, bro. When you came at all the fellas talking to, you're appealing to the ladies, which is fine. It's a great selling point. I'm not knocking the hustle, man, and marketing, you know what I mean? Marketing to the women and making them feel like, like you're this great guy and all this other shit. But what happens is like people put you on a pedestal. But when you're put on a pedestal, it comes with expectations and entitlement. So people feel like, they have this, they control this idea of you in their head. You know what I mean? And it just so happens you found out it's just like anybody else. You're human. You know what I mean? Like I feel like everybody else that's like that's commenting on Derrick Jaxn live in a glass house. That's how I feel. I feel, especially in our community, you know what I mean? Like how we tend to tear each other down when somebody gets on. However, this individual did have something like this coming. But it's just like the extent that where people are trying to tear each other down as if they don't live in a glass house, like they don't got fucked up shit going on. Now, Derrick Jaxn did come at the fellas. He did come at the bros kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? About like relationships and all that shit. But it don't really fucking matter. It really don't fucking matter, man. Like, again, his word, why even put him on a pedestal, even us as the fellas? Like his word matters that much. Yeah, the ladies like him. They like what he had to say. It's all about, because it's all about how it makes them feel. You know what I mean? Like, but a woman has the right to change her mind anytime. You know what I'm saying? So 1 minute she might be feeling Derrick Jaxn, and the next minute she might be feeling another person that speaks to their how they feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. But I really think that it's just too damn much. It's too much focus on the wrong thing. We're focusing on tearing a brother down or whatever. And I had a conversation with some of my fellas, and they believe like it's over for Derrick Jaxn. I disagree. And let me share why. I feel like Derrick Jaxn can still make a profit, just like he did with this shit, but it's owning up to his shit. Telling the fucking truth as to why it happened. People are interested into drama, into scandal. Hell, that show Scandal lasted for so long? Nothing but scandal. Black woman sleeping with the white president. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Everybody stay tuned the fuck in. Shout out to Silas, man. He made that show dope too. Derrick Jaxn kind of had that shit. Derrick Jaxn had it coming. Okay? That's just the fact of the matter. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. People like to hold their celebrities to perfection. And you learn every time how imperfect people are. Like, people don't like their illusions to be spoiled. Get the fuck out of illusion. Deal with reality. The reality of the reality of the situation is that a man fucked around on his wife. That's what happened. Is that the first time you heard it? No. But because it was Derrick Jaxn, because he liked to go at other men for how they treat women, it was the perfect opportunity to tear him down. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the negative cycle that keeps going around and around. It's a toxic cycle. We just keep tearing each other down. How are we going to lift each other up? You know what I'm saying? It's so quick. We're so quick to throw somebody away when they fuck up, especially in our community, yo. Like, the lack of support when we fuck up, I don't know what's up, man. Like, it's like we're more forgiving to other races, giving to white people when they do some foul shit than we are to our own fucking people. And that's just how I feel about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Be it, clothing companies that have racist fucking things that come on their clothing. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody says something in the news and it's just very like forgiving and shit like that. But when it comes to our people, a lot of people that make mistakes, literally make fucking mistakes in life. I'm not making excuses for them by any fucking means, but it's just interesting how we tend to treat those in our community whenever they fuck up, depending on how they fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody fucks up, you need to check their ass, but you don't turn your back on them. That was just very interesting to see how quickly people like switch on Derrick Jaxn, and that's the sad part. You know, we got to do better. We have to do better as a people with that shit. Like it's like constant tearing each other down, man. It's crabs in a barrel. It's Willie Lynch letter. Read that shit. And there's so many aspects that go into this situation for me that I'm on the surface. It's just like the nigga got caught cheating. Yep, that's what happened. The nigga got caught cheating after he done talked down about men and how fucked up they do and all that other shit. Yeah, got that frustration. We gotta write him off though. People want to write him off saying he ain't shit and all this other stuff. That's the constant cycle. You got to be perfect to make it. You have to be perfect, especially when you're pointing fingers. But for whatever reason, you got to be perfect. So Derrick Jaxn, yeah, you got caught doing your shit, man. But your relationship ain't got shit to do with us. Just keep your mouth out of our fucking relationships from here on out. How about that, bruh? A memory that like instantly makes me smile is, I'll say, just seeing my daughter in person. But specifically, I'll talk about this one time where I came home and I didn't let her know. She was young. She probably was like maybe 6, 7, something like that. And I came home. No, she was 8. She's actually 8 years old, and she didn't know I was coming. And I went to Universal for my birthday, I think, like the week prior or something like that. And then I came home to like surprise her, surprise visit while I was living in North Carolina at the time. And you know, my mom goes and gets her. She comes into the house. I'm sitting on the step. She sees me, and she starts crying. You know what I'm saying? Like that feeling that you get as a parent. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. You know, it's something that I don't know how to put it into words, but it's a great feeling to have that. And there's a lot of those memories, you know, that you have that instantly make you smile, especially when it comes to my baby. Just learning like how hard she works, her effort that she puts in to just being a woman. Becoming a young woman, that is. And I get overwhelmed with joy to see what she has become. I'm very proud as a father, you know, like she don't gotta be anything, she just can be her. And it didn't matter, it wouldn't matter to me, you know what I'm saying? I just love that, I just love her, you know what I'm saying? And like just any thought of her, be it good or bad. It's just so great to see your kid, period, you know what I'm saying, become like, go from this little person to this older person, making her own decisions, making her own mind up, and like being able to listen to her and just talk to her and just learn how to love her just by talking to her, man. It's a great feeling. That I would say that's probably like a memory that instantly makes me smile. That one alone, just seeing her, like the emotion that she had, the love that she had for her father in that moment, it was a lot. There's a lot to take in, and being a young father, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Still to this fucking day, no idea what the fuck I'm doing. A kid raising a kid, trying to grow the fuck up, heal that inner child, and then help my child heal as well if indeed she needs to at whatever point in time. That's what the knowledge I'm obtaining with this mental health stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's going to help me, but ultimately able to help her heal. You know, it's because when just because you're interested in mental health doesn't mean your parents are going to be interested in mental health. So I feel like, you know, we're ahead of the curve with that. So if indeed that she does need to do that, you know, we'll be able to get to that. But that memory right there alone makes me think It again brings that memory alone gives me an instant smile to my face when I think about my daughter. Yeah, it definitely does. The favorite thing about myself is the ability I've created to look in the mirror and just self-reflect. Like really look at myself for the good and the bad. I tend to be more of the bad a lot of times because I'm harder on myself as part of just being codependent. Codependent people tend to be very, very hard on themselves, and they blame themselves for shit that they didn't even do, and just like they tend to say I'm sorry a lot more than they need to. You know what I'm saying? And just like a lot of things I recognized about myself over the years, but a lot of times I wasn't even at fault for things. There were some things I was at fault for, but there's a lot of things that I took credit for that was definitely not because of me. And those are things that are implanted in you from childhood, and you learn from them. So, I mean, for everything, I love like my ability to, like I said, self-reflect. It's probably my favorite thing, man, to like try to better myself as a man. Trying again, recognizing those childhood, those kid ways that never were healed in you, and how you can move forward to be better. And it's a beautiful feeling, man. Like your ability to apologize to people when you really fuck up, like for real. Like when you said some things that necessarily, obviously was out of defense and out of fear. So you said something to defend yourself, but it comes off very, it can be very offensive to people. And to recognize that and be like, you know what, my bad. No, I apologize, or I'm sorry. Not even, should be too cool for, my bad nigga shit, my bad dog. No, literally saying I apologize and that, I fucked up. And genuinely mean that. And see, the thing is, for me, I never saw my folks apologize. So it kind of created that within me. Like, again, I'll never admit when I'm wrong type thing. But that's just the unfortunate thing of growing up. And I'll say in this particular household where you have situations where people don't know how to show that they're human. So they don't know how to apologize because they feel like, for whatever reason, I'm not gonna speak for them, but to not apologize when you actually done something wrong. It's okay to do that and you'll still be loved. You know what I'm saying? I think it boils down to like conditional love that might have been passed on from their parents or something like that. But the ability to apologize and say, I fucked up as a parent goes a long way with our kids, going forward. And I'm not ashamed to do that. I can be egotistical at times and shit, but I don't have too much ego that I'm not able to say I'm sorry to my kid and future kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's something that we all need to do. We need to put our pride aside and say to our children when we fuck up, so that they know to do the very same thing when they get older. Because it's like it's so funny. I was having a conversation with one of my good friends earlier, and we were talking about our mothers, and just like we were raised in a house, like in a time frame where you had to like you had to be respectful to your parents. But if they got disrespectful with you, it's okay. And that shit is like gaslighting, and it fucks up your mental. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they understand themselves what that is. I think they're doing what was done to them, and they think that's okay. That's commonly how shit goes. But it's not okay. All right? Because you teach people like their feelings don't fucking matter, and then they put up with people whose feelings that don't value your feelings. You see what I'm saying? Like you end up attracting, you end up going towards people. Whatever you see in the house is commonly what you're going to gravitate towards, or the complete opposite. but in a lot of cases, you're gonna gravitate towards whatever you ever saw. That's what's normal to you, familiar to you, versus what's best for you. So if you live in a household where you felt like your feelings were not valid, you know what I'm saying, like, or whatever, you're going to go towards somebody that doesn't value your feelings as well, and you're gonna wonder why that person doesn't care about you. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to look at things from a different perspective and change the lens a little bit and understand that, yeah, you know, we do mess up. We do mess up. And just learning. I mean, I said all that shit to say I'm able to see a lot of things in myself that I did not see before. And I have a lot of people that I consider my family, my friends that I consider my family, to thank for that. They know who they are, you know. And those of you that are becoming a part of the family, my family, that is, you know, I appreciate you. Patience with me as I try to grow as a man, as a father, as maybe, I don't know, maybe someday a husband, we'll see. But that self-reflection is probably my favorite thing about myself. Yeah, being able to hold that mirror up to my ass and be like, you're fucked up.